Welcome to the land of Orin, a land that unfortunately has fallen to a plague. The lineage to the throne has been ravaged and the people are in desperate need of a ruler. We are here in the abandoned castle, left empty by the ruling family, to determine who is next in line. That's right, next in line, we are searching for the next great ruler of the land of Orin. I am Flynn Wolfbane, and for the next 5 weeks, I will be presenting our contestants with a series of challenges fit for a ruler to determine the best of the best. The one with the most points at the end of the contest will be crowned ruler, and the rest will be able to look on green with envy. Let's go ahead and introduce our contestants.
Hello, my name is Gwendolyn George, and before this, I was a lady-in-waiting, and I was tired of waiting, so I came here. I do come from Lanzier, which is a nearby kingdom. I hope to reach my full potential.
Oi, it's me, Cassiopeia Frank. I'm from the slums of this town of Orin. I've been born and raised here, and I've adopted a style of pickpocketing. Yes, I've managed to scrum my way through up until this challenge of this game. What's it called? Next in line. That's right. So I have to avenge my poor buddies in the slums by winning this challenge.
Good people, welcome to Next in Line, a game which I will surely win. I am Queen Rabinka, queen of the neighboring land of Lackawanna. Of course, Lackawanna is very far from here and you probably have not heard of it, but be assured that I am fully qualified to be your next ruler, and I look forward to you serving me.
I am Dog Fan, the hermit. I am from the monastery just up the road, atop that mountain that I'm sure you see right behind me. I came here for shelter because I've quite lost a bit of faith in, well, my faith in God and the cosmos and everything. I think I've stumbled upon this show, Next in Line, and I don't know, maybe trying my hand at ruling might be best. Be my own ruler. Yes, I can see it now.
Hey, my name's Teddy. Just excited to be here. Excited to make friends. I just came out of a little stint. Doesn't matter anymore. But I'm here now, and I hope to be the best. Hope to be a ruler. Hope to meet people. And fun fact, I'm a fairy. Tiny one you can't see unless you look up close. But I'm a very tiny fairy, so that's exciting.
Hello, I'm Brent. I own the local tavern of this kingdom. Bit tipsy right now. Yeah, I think I'm the king of the world one day. And yeah, I'm gonna win this show. Hurrah!
Quite. Well, as you can see, we've really searched very far into this land to find the best of the best contestants for ruling a land, of course. With that said, I'm going to go ahead and welcome everyone to the living room. Welcome, welcome, everybody. Yes, you are here now. And I will appreciate if I can hear everybody. So make sure that I can hear you loud and clear. Very good. Is the fairy here? I can't find.
Here I am.
Oh, okay. So you are so tiny. That's might present.
Not too tiny though. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
No, that's fine. I apologize for insinuating anything.
No, it's fine.
Thank you all for agreeing and participating in the Next in Line. You have all been determined to have certain qualities fit for a ruler, and we hope to see those come to fruition over the next 5 weeks as I introduce you to various challenges. Understand this. Points, it's adorable. I know, very funny. The top 3 will be given points that will accrue through your placement in the challenge. That means first place will receive 3 points, second place will receive second point, and third place will receive first points. 1 point. You know how it is. So I'm sure you are sitting there wondering, what is the challenge that is going to happen today? It's very simple, really. We need to know how amicable you are as a ruler. We know that rulers rule with an iron fist, that some are sympathetic to the plight of their people. So today you will be doing some eulogizing. That's right, you will be eulogizing a recently fallen person of the kingdom. Unfortunately, they have succumbed to the plague, and it will be you giving a speech, and we will determine whether you're fit to rule or whether you are not next in line. With that said, enjoy your day. Later today, we will be convening here for the challenge. Go off and enjoy the castle while you still can.
Oh boy,
I was a little concerned because he said amicable, and I've got a lot of enemies. Like, there's a lot of people that are out from my head, mate.
I've never been to a funeral. I get very sad, and someone died. I hope it's pretend.
I assure you, a great many people have died in my realm. And so I have no problem speaking to that. You there.
Oh, hello.
Lady in waiting, I heard.
Yes, you can call me Gwen.
Well, Gwen, I hope that you'll be waiting on me.
Oh, no, I came here to leave that life behind. I want to be the lady who others wait on.
Oh, well, I don't know how that's going to go if I'm winning this competition.
May I ask you something?
Do.
Where is that crown from?
Oh, this is my crown from my kingdom, Lackawanna.
Oh, you know, I used to be really into maps and reading, and I don't know, Lackawanna never was any.
It is very distant from here. It is very distant. Let me ask you something. What were you good at as a lady in waiting, so that I may know how to best put you to service when I win?
Again,
what were your specialties?
I don't intend to wait anymore, but I was very good at, reading maps and calligraphy and lots of other things. I mean, why are you even here?
You're good at writing?
Yes.
Oh, good to know. All
Listen,
right then.
Queen Rabinka.
Yes.
I think it's very weird that you are, or odd, I guess, that you are trying to be queen of 2 places. Isn't one enough?
No, that is the job of a ruler, to acquire as much land as you can. The more land you have, the more taxes you can collect. And that is what I'm after. More taxes, more money, more income. Simple. What are you after?
I don't know. I want to make the land better, I guess. I just want everyone to be nice to each other. I guess I was just hoping that, everybody that was going to be here was going to be good and moral, and I don't know.
and that's why I became a hermit. I'm so sad that I've told you that now.
Dang. I'm so sorry. I don't wish that on anyone.
Well, unfortunately, being an orphan is something that is quite common, I suppose. But
yeah, no, I feel
parents.
I grew up with my nan, Didn't really have much parents in my way, if we're being honest.
Well, was your nan your friend? Do you think you had friends growing up? I mean, if you've got no parents.
Yeah, no, Nan was a no, God, no. She hit me so much. Oh my God. No. She gave me shelter and I loved her, and she fed me and she did what she needed to do, and I will always love her for that. But no, I mean, no. You grew up alone.
I'm a hermit. I've lived in seclusion my entire life, so I
No,
know about interpersonal relationships. But
you had to have a childhood.
well, no, I grew up in a monastery because of being an orphan and all.
Right. But there were other kids in there.
No, there weren't any other kids in there. It's the monastery that's right behind me, as you can see. I just, there were other monks, not other kids. But yes, we all were very quiet and we would pray in seclusion. And are you a man of God, Brent?
I can't say. I feel like I'm gonna get my head chopped off. Tell you what I really think. But yeah.
No, tell me what you think. Tell me what you really think. I don't know if I'm a man.
We just met each. I mean, no, I don't believe in God. Is that what you want to hear? Is that what you want to hear?
No, I don't know quite what I wanted to hear, but I suppose that honesty is what I wanted. I don't know if I believe in God myself anymore.
I'm chewing off the backs of some chicken. There's no meat left on this bone. If God was real, he would provide me more chicken. If God was real, then there wouldn't be a plague. If God was real, then I wouldn't be a drunk bastard.
Well, I think there's certainly decisions and choices that are left up to you, Brent. And I mean, I don't mean to be presumptuous. I don't really know how to talk to people, but you know, if God solved all of our problems, then what would be left of our lives? How would we live?
Why should I have any sympathy for you? I hope I like him, because then I'll say nice things. But the truth is, you don't know who to trust these days. You just don't know.
You know, I came here as a fresh start, and I don't think I'm rubbing off on people in a good way.
You're very overbearing. I can tell you that much. You unload a lot. Yeah.
You're the first person I've talked to in a while since, so this has been, thank you for listening.
Oh, of course. Hey, I've got a question. Have you ever been inside a pocket of a person?
Yeah, I don't like to remember it very well, but I've been in a pocket of a person before. Someone tried to kidnap me, give me as a gift to their niece. It was really weird.
Boy, well, that's terrible. I mean, I could say the same. I've been in a lot of pockets.
You've been into a lot of pockets? Oh, your
Yeah.
fingers.
Yeah, you know, just taking the money and the bills and the expensive jewelries.
Well, you could also be in a giant pocket. Have you ever tried to steal anything from a giant?
No,
No?
I like, you're right. That just takes it up to such a grander scale I've never even thought of. Oh,
Well, hey, if this kingdom thing doesn't work out for you, then maybe you have other options.
I could steal from giants. Jesus Christ, this is oh my goodness. I'm at a loss for words. This is insane.
I can't believe I'm helping someone. This is a great feeling. This is fantastic. My past, it's not squeaky clean, okay?
Well, listen. If you're helping me, then I can help you, and we can make sure we can meet each other at the end of this competition. Are you willing and able to make such a connection?
You wanna be friends?
Oh, But yeah, besides that, let's just collaborate together so we can make sure we both make it to the end. Are you down?
Okay, yeah, of course I'm down.
Cool.
Is that amazing?
I'm not sure really whether it was positive or negative. I mean, we could say that nobody threw a shoe at me, so that's a positive.
I think it is time now for the challenge. I'm going to go ahead and move us on over to the cemetery. And I am going to bring the cast with me. Come on in. Or come on out here, if you will. Yes, welcome to the cemetery. Ooh, isn't it scary? People die all the time. But someone special died today. The person that has died today is named Marty Funk. Marty Funk was a humble villager that didn't used to be so humble. You see, Marty Funk has pillaged a nearby village and destroyed all the women, children, and the men, and stolen all their resources. He tried to rectify his life afterwards, but never quite had a chance to do so, and the plague rid us of him. It is your challenge to make us like Marty Funk, despite the fact that Marty was just an awful, awful human being. Can you do it? Let us hear the eulogizing of Marty Funk.
As ruler, we must honor those who seem dishonorable. And none were there more dishonorable that unfortunately needs to be honored than dear Marty Funk. I could say lots of things I could be agreed with from you, or I could say Marty Funk was a man who deserved to die. This is true. He did deserve to die, but I want you all to think of Marty as a cautionary tale. For when you mistreat women, you will die. If you pillage, you will die. I think the best way to honor Marty Funk is to wait a couple of 100 years and to create a music genre that feels funky.
I was a little concerned listening to the other eulogies, for sure.
And maybe one day someone could proclaim out loud, play that funky music, white boy.
Well, I'm learning, aren't I?
Rest in peace. Amen.
All right, so we all gathered here today for the loss of our villager, Marty Funk. Let that name sit with you. Funk. It is a pronunciation that is as offensive as the acts that he committed while alive. Marty Funk, albeit he pillaged a village, destroyed some lives, and a whole economic system in a town that was budding with life. You know, he felt bad about that at some point. And I think he did. After committing all that, how does one go to sleep at night? That sounds horrendous. You know, Marty, he felt bad about that stuff, I hope, and was able to live out the last few years of his life to be met with an end that was as fitting and proper as a death sentence otherwise. You know, Marty is just a guy like you and I. Loved beer, pints. Who doesn't love that stuff?
I love that.
So at least we can find some common ground in humanity with somebody who was as repulsive as the acts that he committed. Rest in peace, Marty Funk. I'll think of you when I'm using the loom.
Ashes to ashes, dust to dust, we lay to rest Marty Funk. Well, Marty was not a good man, as we're told, and pillaging and killing. I suppose killing is, well, I suppose in the eyes of God, killing is but the greatest mortal sin that one could commit.
I have a lot of soul searching to do. Oh, I'm a mess.
But God also teaches us that, well, if you've accepted him into your heart, that anything can be forgiven. Boy, oh boy, Marty, I don't know if I can stand by a God that forgives such callous behavior. But I suppose that we are all callous. And Marty Funk deserves to be laid to rest. In nombre de Padre, Spiritu Santo. Amen, Marty.
What's his name again? Good people of the realm, little people of the realm. Marty Funk, villager, pillager, destroyer of men, women, and children. You are no doubt not missing him. However, I, Queen Rebinka, most gracious and magnanimous queen in the realm.
What isn't fair is that she has experience doing this. She sounded so professional.
I miss Marty. I miss him very much. I miss him not because he was a good man. No, he was not a good man. I miss Marty because he was a servant.
I've been around royalty my entire life. I mean, my mother was a lady in waiting. My mother's mother was a lady in waiting. Cousins, aunts, everybody.
In all of his pillagings, he made himself richer. And that means he had to give more. He had to tithe more to his kingdom.
Something tells me that she isn't who she says she is.
That made him a very good man. So it is with no amount of sadness on your part and a great amount of sadness on my part that I have lost a servant and a taxpayer. But the good news is I have seized all of his assets.
Ashes to ashes and dust to dust.
We're gathered for Marty Funk. And I want to say a lot of people do not agree with everything Marty did in his life, and they don't want to celebrate what he gave to us, and I disagree. Because Marty made mistakes. And everyone else can make mistakes too. I've made mistakes. You know, I used to be in a nihilistic cult before I came here. And I just want to say, you know, Marty pillaged villages. We pillaged self-esteem.
I quite like what Teddy said about a nihilistic cult, about one making their own choices.
Marty destroyed the lives of many. I've destroyed furniture when getting in heated arguments with loved ones. These are not things that should define us as to who we are. I don't know why everyone here today is so sad. Boo-hoo, Marty died. No, Marty lived. Marty tried to make better choices. So that's what we're here to do today, to remember and to move forward. Because we can't be defined by the horrible things we've done, even if they're irreprehensible and we can't go back. And we, I don't know, have to hide and join a kingly contest to see if you can escape your past. I don't know. The point is To you, Marty. To you.
How is one supposed to eulogize Brutus?
Brent, out of nowhere with the Brutus references.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say is Marty was an evil man from our eyes because of his actions.
And he's just clearly a smart. I guess what I'm trying to say is everyone here is really smart.
And I guess if we want to see him in a fuller light, you have to understand why he did what he did. And I want to chalk it up to just a consequence of a greater culture and society that we have a responsibility to change if we want to denormalize that kind of action in our society, right? I mean, who came up with pillaging? Stop it, right? Just don't.
I found myself in the middle of it, forgetting even the words of Christ in that moment.
I wish I could have told him that, but anyway, it seems like eventually he got the message, and in truth, if we want to remember and honor him, then we need to do a lot better and look back at ourselves and stop other Martys in the future.
It's as if I'm losing my religion.
So let his memory be a reminder to us of what we don't want to happen, right? We shouldn't forget about him because it happened, but we should remember him as a warning. And yeah, that's all I've got to say on it.
Yes, it is unfortunate what Marty did, and it is unfortunate that he had to pass. Because though we are all awful people, there are some redeeming qualities, right? That's what I ask that you think about at home. But I need a minute to think about who has won this challenge and who will go into next week with the most points.
Wow. It's been quite an episode.
It's the first day, and we're gonna get it. I'm not gonna let it get to me. This is to Marty, eyes open, you know?
Truth is, I like this. Yeah.
Alright, so I think I did pretty good. It felt right. I let the people know what's up. I told them how I felt, and they seem to be responding.
My eulogy was the best. Whoever Marty Funk was, doesn't matter. He was a little person, like the rest of these players.
Well, Marty, ashes to ashes and funk to funky. We all know you were a junkie.
I will write thank you letters to everyone so they know how much I thank them, even if I don't like them.
And I expect to win this competition. I expect to take over this land. And when I do, there will be more tax paying, and there will be more deaths, and well, we'll just see.
I need this.
Very good. You've heard from everyone, and I have taken the time to think about who may have won this challenge. So I bring out everyone, every competitor to the living room, please. As you can see, I have a serious face on. That is because I have made a decision. I will say this. I was very surprised by some of the eulogies. Some of them were more effective than others. Some of them...
Thank you for that.
Right. It is you whom I was talking about. Anyway, let us be clear with one thing. If you did not accrue any points in this challenge, you are not out of this contest. It just means you will have to work harder next week. So with that said, 1 point will be allotted to Dogfan the Hermit for being such a sad boy.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Wolfbane.
I wouldn't
Thank
want
you.
you to lose your religion too quickly.
Oh, well.
Now, 2 points. We'll be going to Gwendolyn George.
Oh,
I'm just happy to be here. I'll take
Despite not saying anything of substance, it still made my heart feel a flutter. So truly, I felt some sympathy for a man that didn't deserve any. And finally, with 3 points.
Thank you. Thank
Number
you.
1,
This is wonderful. This is very wonderful. You've made the right choice here.
don't make me make you mute. With 3 points, and the best eulogy I've heard about a man who didn't deserve one. Teddy the Fairy
What?
Yes.
somehow,
Yes!
some way has pulled
Yes!
out 3 points.
Where is he? I can't see
Wow.
him.
Oh, come on, people. I'm right here.
Oh, okay, sorry. I wasn't sure where you were either. I was just sort of...
Thank you so much. I gladly accept these 3 points. Loved everyone else's too. You all did a great job. But mine was better.
I don't know. Can you trust something so small?
Truly it was better. So these are the standings going into next week. Again, if you didn't accrue any points, you still have 4 weeks left to make this your own. And for the audience at home, I hope that you will stick with us, because the challenges are going to get tougher, the people are going to get meaner, and the outside world is just probably going to get worse. But we'll make it better for you. I've been Flynn Wolfbane, and stick with us as we continue to find the next in line. Goodbye.
So we are going to be starting immediately. All right, hello everyone, and welcome to the stand-up portion of the night. My name is Anastasia Pavlinskaya, and I'm so excited to be able to perform for you guys tonight. Give it up for that lovely show that we just had. Oh my goodness, it was our debut. Yes, fellow comics are acting all hype, but we know you people at home on YouTube are also being very hype as well. We have comedians performing tonight from all over the country, and I'm super excited to be able to showcase them all for you tonight. But before I keep talking, let me just have them turn on their cameras so you can see their beautiful faces. And if you're tuned in for someone, shout out their name in the comments. We love to see that love.
Woo!
Hey, all right. Hey. Faces. Hey, all these faces in different places. All righty, turn off your cameras for now. And you audience members will get a little bit more of all of that in just a moment. But for now, it's my time to shine. Hello, everyone. Like I said, my name is Anastasia Pavlinskaya. And when I moved to the United States, I moved to North Florida, to an area called Anastasia Island. And it was great. I would walk through Anastasia Island, and I'm just a little kid, and I'd see like, oh, Anastasia State Park, Anastasia Street, Anastasia Strip Club, And there's nothing like seeing your name in lights to know that you are going to be famous one day. I knew I was destined for stardom. I've been thinking a lot about life lately. Something I've realized lately that I hate to admit it, but I actually like the Kardashians. This is like a big confession for me. And I realized that a lot of people, mostly men, like to shit on the Kardashians. Like men really like to make fun of the Kardashians because I realized men hate rich women. It clicked. It really makes a lot of sense. But COVID has been an interesting time because I'm quarantined with my parents. Yeah.
Yay!
And they're becoming conspiracy theorists. I don't even know. Like my mom stays up all night, like on Russian YouTube, and is like sitting there. And like last week, I mean, she's catch up on all the old conspiracies. So last week she got to like, you know, Ukraine and Biden and all that. This week she's on George Soros. I'm like, Jesus, I can't even keep up. Like she has gone through it, and it's a lot. It's a lot. It's been very tense in my household. And it's something that I mean, I know, like I'm living with my parents, like very grateful to be with them. Things are a lot better with us now than when they were when I was a kid. I mean, my parents, when I was a kid, I remember asking them simple things. I remember asking my mom if I could go and play soccer, and she'd be like, "No, Anastasia, you cannot play football. If you play football, you'll break your legs. You'll have crooked legs, and no man will ever want to marry you." I was 7 years old. I got a little bit older, asked my dad if he could get braces. He's like, "Nastya, they used to beat up kids with braces back in Russia. I will not have that for my daughter. I will not." So I got a little bit older, straight legs, crooked teeth, still no husband. So I started asking questions. And that's when I found out we had just been broke as hell that entire time. Team sports are expensive, my friends. It's not easy growing up in the USA. But the USA is a place for a lot of dreams to happen. And one of those dreams I realized is that in the US, if you want to be president, you are the president. Because being president isn't like becoming a person or getting a position. It's a mentality. And by mentality, I mean, if you want to be president of literally anything, like the HOA, the soccer club, anything, you should go and be a psychiatrist. And I don't mean that like as an insult, because I mean, I got big president energy, okay? I actually had a teddy bear growing up named George Washington. George Washington. Not many girls get to say that their first kiss was George Washington. I swear I'm not a furry. If you say that enough, then it won't come true. But I realized that there's actually a lot of similarities between my teddy bear and the real George Washington. Like the real George Washington, my teddy bear is white. And just like the real George Washington, my teddy bear was probably made from child labor. Yeah, if you haven't found out about the truth about George Washington's teeth, then I tell you to implore that later on and ruin everything you know about American history in one night. That's what I did. And I encourage you all to do that because that's important to do. But that's my time, guys. There's a lot of great comedians coming up for you tonight, literally coming from all over the country. Let me check out the comments. Oh my goodness. Look at all these people. that sweater top. Yes, this is from China, AliExpress. Thank you. And oh my goodness, yes, thank you. People are so nice. But if you want to shout out the people that you are here to see, I know Nico Lukoff hit up a bunch of people. I know all of these people are super excited to perform for you. So definitely shout that out in the comments. But without further ado, this next comedian is all the way from Chicago. She's an improviser, and she is on Showtime with the Tribe. Put your hands together for Arlie Hall, everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Give myself an invisible microphone. You guys have been wonderful. Oh my God. Thank you so much, Anastasia, for having me. The Villain Theater. I'm so excited to be here, you all. This has been some interesting times that we're in, you know. So let's just talk about it. Let's just kick it off with the social distancing. So I'm friendly. I'm one of those people that, you know, when you see me all the time, I'm always speaking and saying hello. So I didn't understand how even to treat people at first when they were like, we're gonna social distance. So I was like, okay, fine. I'll treat people how white people have treated people for the past 600 years. Got it. Okay, boom. So now I live in the West Loop, very, very nice neighborhood in Chicago. Now me and my roommate are the only Black people in the building. They hate us, okay? So once again, with my new method of thinking, guess how I played this. So I'm walking into the building the other day and I see my neighbor getting on the elevator, her and her little friend. So she sticks her little white ungloved hand out of the elevator. We're waiting. I was like, go ahead. She was like, come on, we're waiting. I was like, Corona. The hell, you're not gonna kill me? So then I'm walking outside my building. I'm walking down the street just as calm as I can be, social distance. And who do I see? A kid within 5 feet of me. So I darted across the other street, clutched my pearls. Whew, life is saved. So now I'm at the grocery store. I don't know if you guys have been grocery shopping, but I've been to Whole Foods, and I'm just gonna say it like this. Social distancing just doesn't exist at the fucking grocery store, people, all right? You know, it exists everywhere except the produce. So as I'm shopping, right here, getting my organic cilantro, it's a Karen breathing on the side of me reaching for the conventional rutabagas. So as I'm reaching, I'm like, if she don't back up, I'm gonna have to slap shit out of Karen with this organic ass cilantro. Now, since this has all been going on, you know, we've been having the entire Black Lives Matter movement, you know, we've had the death of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, you know, countless names. So once this all happened, we've been having some protesting. Now all of a sudden, my white neighbors are scared. So when the looting first happened, I can hear them scuffling across their apartments. They were up all night. So I started fucking with them. I know y'all been hearing firecrackers going across the world. So that was me. I was that girl dropping them at 2 o'clock in the morning. Pop, 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 Black Lives Matter! Get out of my neighbors. Just fucking classic. And you know, what blew me as I'm watching the news and watching the president and everybody be so, you know, upset about the looters and like so shrugged up, like, I can't believe they would do something like this. And then your president, he says, looting. I mean, once we get the looting, we get the shooting. And you know, it reminds me of how America even started. You know, we had Christopher Columbus and his constituents literally come fuck up a whole dinner and then take a flag and stick it in the damn ground and say, this land was made for you and me. They were the first fucking looters, people. Christopher Columbus, first looters of America. You know, so I've also been doing some things in the house. I've been watching Netflix, Jeffrey Epstein. As I was watching the documentary, one thing about Epstein that threw me off, they had this really intense interview with him. And as they would ask him anything, he would sit there like a cocky millionaire does. I plead the fifth. They're like, Jeffrey, have you ever been around any underage women? I plead the fifth. Jeffrey, do you have an overseas LLCs? I plead the fifth. Jeffrey, you know, we have one more extensive question, Jeffrey. One of the victims is describing your penis as a small egg-shaped figure. Jeffrey, do you have a small, relatively small egg-shaped penis? I'm done with this. I was like, oh, Jeffrey, no. Sit your cocky ass back down, little penis.
Yeah.
Sit down, Eggy. You know what I mean? So, I've been quarantined with my father during this time. Clap. We can't clap. You know what I'm saying? That shit is not even safe. Laugh if you know what Alzheimer's or dementia is. Yay! Thank y'all so much. Oh my God, you viewers are freaking amazing. So I went through this program to caregive for my father. Now, it's when you to become a certified dementia communication specialist, where we utilize improv to communicate with people that have Alzheimer's or dementia, aka and the shit out of my daddy. So when I get over there, he thinks that he's still a principal. So every morning he's like, "What's on the agenda today?" I'm like, "At 10 o'clock we'll be having the board meeting. At 11 o'clock we're gonna break for lunch, and at 12 o'clock we'll have a teacher's review." He's like, "Thank you very much." I'm like, "No problem, Mr. Hall. I'll see you soon." So then I walk out. Now, up under these beautiful braids, I have short hair. I am aka twinning with our mayor, Lori Lightfoot. So my daddy thinks I am a boy 90% of the time. So I could be, walking past in the morning. He'd be like, young man, excuse me, young man. I'd be like, yes. So I have an iPhone 7 Plus. So I set it on the counter. My daddy used to be a police officer. So he picks it up, tucks it in his holster. I'm like, Daddy, can I get my phone back? He guards it tight. So then I just snatch the phone back. Hey, young man, you gonna mess around and get yourself killed. So after that, I get my daddy in the shower. Now, as I'm getting my daddy in the shower, I'm like, all right, take your pants off. He like, take your pants off. You here for sex? I'm like, Daddy, it's me. So finally get his pants off, get in the shower. My daddy get the washing up. Now, he can still, wash himself up and everything is cool until he peeped that man in the mirror. Then he'd be like, hey, get out of here. Get out of here. And I be coming in there like, pop, get out of my daddy's shower. So after we, I kill him, get out of my daddy's shower. For some reason, no matter where we are in the world, I have been popping fireworks for the past 3 damn months. So my daddy thinks that we are in some type of fucking shootout. So he comes out of the shower. We hear fireworks from the front of the house to the back. So he runs to the front. He get him. I'm like, pop, get down, Daddy. Pop, running to the back. Pop. This is just never ending, y'all. Could you imagine how tired I am of fucking playing Guns and Cops and Roses? I don't even know what the shit is anymore, So, okay. Well, did I have the light, Anastasia?
You're about to have it. You're at 7.
Okay. All right. Sorry, guys. I just wanted to make sure, I get so worked up, taking care of my father. Let's talk about worked up real quick. So, I'm single. And I guess we can't date right now. And if anybody asks me, like, why are you single? I'm like, shit, COVID. I have nothing else. So I have toys. We all grown here. I have a bag of toys. That's what I have in my dad's house. That's how I, entertain myself. For some reason, my father decides to find things with me that have energy. So my dad finds my toys. So I didn't know. My bonus mom told me. She was like, Arlita, come here. It's an emergency. So I get to the bathroom. All I see is all of my toys on the floor. And my daddy's stomping on them like roaches. Kill a roach! I'm like, Daddy, no! So I was able to save my toys. For some reason, he's been remembering lately to be antisocial. I don't understand how you remember to be antisocial. That's what's been happening. And after that, we turn on the news. When we watch your president. I'm just gonna be real brief about your president. There's been some funny things that he's been saying. He did say that America will stay open. We're never gonna close. We're gonna be open. He sounded like a prostitution mission statement. I'm not sure if anybody else is black that's viewing this, but Joe Biden was handing out black cards. I have mine. Not sure if y'all got yours. one more thing I'm gonna say about my father before I get up out of here. During this whole like pandemic, I don't know if y'all, he's kind of already been quarantined. Okay, I've already had to lock him in because he tries to wander like y'all ass. You know what I'm saying? That's why we about to go back to phase one, because y'all don't know we need to lock y'all in the house like wanderers. So after my daddy has been locked in, I witnessed him, and I think I got some viewers that may have done this too. Tried to get out of every single door that I've seen in the house. I watched my dad try to walk out the front door, couldn't get out. The closet, couldn't get out. The back door, couldn't get out. Then I watched my daddy yesterday, no bullshit, look in the mirror, say hello, and just walk straight towards that bitch and just try to go through the mirror. I was like, oh God, we're fucking this over with. You know what I mean? This is it for my father. We've lost him. I'm so happy. No, but literally, honestly, finding my laughter is what I do with my father. Is how I take care of him. Straight up comedy. I'm working on a documentary that is. We have a trailer posted right now on my page. It's called Finding Your Laughter. So I threw it in there. So if you like my comedy, please support our trailer. I have some docu-series coming out soon. I host a show on Tuesdays. I'm so thankful to be here. I'm so happy that we all got to laugh safely. Thank you again, Anastasia, for the time and Bill Theater. Love y'all. Oh, and make sure you watch The Side.
Woo! Yes. Arita, I literally was just on your Facebook looking up all the information about the movie that you did with your dad. Because Villain, we love improv, and I believe it's about you using improv to help your father, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
That's awesome. I love that. So definitely check her out and check her film out, because these are the people who like that kind of stuff. So it's definitely the right community. So thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you all.
All right. Wow, great set. All righty. So up next, oh my goodness, here he is. We have Nico Lukov, creator of Displaced Comedians. Woo!
Yeah. Thank you so much. So I got busted in high school for selling weed, because you're not supposed to do that there. Yeah, it's weird. They frown upon it. It's kind of a bummer, because I was just trying to turn the frowns upside down, you know? I made the same mistake that a lot of very passionate people make, and I took what was my favorite hobby, and I ruined it by turning it into a job. Big mistake. Big mistake. And obviously this was a job I wasn't very good at, getting busted and all. But like, I was 15 years old. I didn't know a whole lot about business, all right? I just knew that I was supposed to buy low, sell high. Just took it a little too literally, you know? And while I did get in trouble for this, I don't like to think of myself as having been a criminal. I just like to think I was operating pre-license. Maybe some industry folks out there, maybe just consumers. That's cool. That's cool. I was the only Jew in juvenile hall. I put the Jew in juvie. And really, I should have been there for longer. But some stereotypes are true. And my parents, they hired a very good Jewish lawyer. Yeah, he went up to the judge and he said, let my people go! And they did. They're like, 3 years? Nah, 3 weeks. Mazel tov, l'chaim, yay! So then I got out on probation, which of course, I had to take all these drug tests. And I had never, ever been good at tests, but I was very good at drug. And I figured it out, and I did something I had never, ever done in my life, and I buckled down and prepared for a test. Yeah. Grindstoner. Yeah. I figured out ways to pass, which definitely took some preparation, studying. And this worked for a while, you know, passed quite a few, way more than I should have. But then the tests just became more frequent, you know, like pot quizzes, if you will. That was dumb. Thanks for laughing. Yeah, so my pot quizzes, super frequent tests. And then I failed a bunch of these because I just did not have time to study. And then it turned out, the end of this whole time, they had not been grading me on a curve. No drug tests on a curve, no. And then I got sent to rehab. You wanna know what's weird about going to rehab for weed? Everything. It's like, it'd be one thing if this was rehab for weed and that was a central focus and that's why everybody was here in those places, because in that case, what we would do is we would just smoke a lot of weed. Yeah, weed have. But no, these were places where people were there for all kinds of things, crack, cocaine, heroin, all these things. And nothing against folks that have the different challenges. Everyone's got their struggles, but it certainly made me, this entitled Jew from California who got busted for weed, the least popular kid at rehab. First place I was sent was in the woods of Utah. They had us hiking around, and at one point they took us individually, blindfolded us, brought us to a spot, took off the blindfold and said, this is your designated area for a couple of days. Here's some food and tarps and rope, make a tent or whatever. See you later. And you might be thinking like, Nico, why didn't you just run away? Well, I did think about it. I really, really strongly considered running away, but they were actually watching us from a distance. And they told us this, I knew that, which was kind of strange because when I had smoked weed, sometimes I get really paranoid, But here in rehab for weed, I could be like, there's someone behind the tree. They're watching right now. I know it. I can see them moving right there. They really are. And it really was true. They were there. Another reason I didn't run away, they took our shoes at night. Took our shoes at night. That would have slowed me down a little bit. The worst weed I ever smoked was at rehab. Yeah. This was in Western Samoa on the island of Upolu, 5,000 miles southwest of my hometown of San Jose, California, because that's the reasonable distance to travel for therapy. And I say this, no offense to Samoans. I'm sure there's fantastic Samoan weed. Please don't get mad at me dissing your weed. Sure, it's great. But what this kid snuck in an old potato chip bag, not great. Not great at all. Red flag was a potato chip bag. We could let that slide. People are getting creative. Do some Shawshank shit right here. But smoked a couple bowls. Didn't feel very different. But it had been a while since I'd smoked weed. So, yeah, I don't know. Let's give it a shot. I'm not a quitter. Smoked 4 bowls of this weed and macaroni and cheese that we had for dinner, which is obviously always a favorite, tasted horrible. That should never happen after smoking any weed at all. Horrible weed. And I had the audacity to complain to this guy. Hey, this stuff you brought in, it wasn't very good. I was such an asshole. I complained about the weed this guy could have gotten in trouble for sneaking and sharing with me, which certainly reinforced me being the least popular kid at rehab. So the last program I went to was in Oregon. I was there for about a year, and they had an interview process to get in. Yeah, I'm like, shouldn't this be the other way around? Like, what do you got for me? Oh, they're asking us all these questions, and I spent all day answering these same questions, and you talk to people that were in the program, the staff, and all these things. So this kid that I'm going to be living with for about a year, going through these like workshop brainwashing bullshit stuff. He asked me this question. He says, Nico, why are you here? And I was bored of answering this question, honestly. So I said something that I thought at that time was funny. And I looked him in the eyes and I said, I'm here because I'm a crackhead. To which he said, really? Me too. Yeah, that was an awkward year. He just wanted to bond over mutually shared traumatic experiences and connect with somebody at a level that few people can. And I just crushed it and took what he struggled with the most and made it into what I thought was a joke. Yeah, we're not friends. Least popular kid at rehab, still. So after 3 years, I'm done with all these programs. I was 19 years old, let out to the real world, and I got a job, as people will do. And at that job, I had a conversation with some coworkers. And when I say have a conversation, I meant 2 of them were talking in a room. They left the door open. I heard them. That's their fault. Here's what I heard. One said to the other, I heard him say this. He said, I just finished rehab and I'm very excited. And I hear this. My heart skips a beat. I want to connect with this guy on a level that few people can. I want to bond over mutually shared traumatic experiences. So I kind of like hop, skip, shuffle in the room, acting like I wanted to stand there and eavesdrop, which I obviously was. I look at him, my new best friend, and I say, which one were you in? These two guys I don't know very well, looking at each other. Their faces say, explain yourself. And I did. But hey, I was in these things, these rehab programs too, and all this stuff. Here's the ones I was in. Were you in those ones too? Ever want to talk about it? I'm here for you. You know, think I'm going to connect here. And he tells me about the rehab he was in. He said, I just hurt my foot snowboarding, and I just finished physical therapy, rehab, and I'm excited because I'll get to snowboard again someday. Yeah, I learned that day that most people talking about rehab, they're talking about physical injuries, like do shit like snowboarding and things and not fun activities. Certainly helped make me the least popular kid at work. And he and I, to this day, we're not friends. Folks, thank you so much for having me here. Anastasia and Villain Theater. Join Displaced Comedians Facebook group if you haven't already. If you're a comedian, we're connecting with a lot of folks. Started a few months ago. There's a ton of mics listed there, including the Villain one. I think it's on Tuesday nights. Could be wrong. And thank you all for hanging out and being on YouTube and stuff.
Woo! Give
Yeah.
it up, everyone. Yeah. We had shout outs from Sarah Boozer and Rosemary Simpson. Thank you, Sarah and Rosemary. Cheers. I hope none of you are in rehab. Cheers to that. Because I guess I'm an enabler right now. Sweatsuit made me full Mean Girls mom. That's just really what happened. All right, guys, we have 2 more comedians left, and I see some South Florida peeps being in the comments. Chris Shepard, what's up? Zach, what's up? You will be very excited because right now he's a South Florida favorite. He actually performed at our last show before Villain Theater closed, our last stand-up show. Get up for Dan Casso, everyone! Woo!
All right, yeah. I know this is stupid, but I got a microphone. Makes me feel a little bit more comfortable. This is my first Zoom show ever, and I don't know, it's kind of my insecurity blanket, if you will. All right, so let's get down to what matters right off the bat. Who swallows their gum?
Woo!
All right, but more importantly, who always swallows their gum? I mean, you shouldn't be ashamed. I swallow my gum all the time. I mean, I'm a real gum swallowing whore. I mean, 9 times out of 10, I'm swallowing my gum. 1 times out of 10, I'm spitting my gum back in your dad's mouth when we're making out. All right, just checking it out, seeing what kind of crowd we got here. All right, just taking your temperature. It's kind of funny, like when people I know, especially at work, when they find out I do stand-up comedy, they're surprised. I guess I don't always look like the most friendly or funny dude. They say I have resting bitch face. To which I just respond, that's just because I'm a bitch that likes to rest. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? We got any bitches that like to rest in the house tonight?
Woo!
I actually don't always look pissed off. Sometimes I'm really happy. I actually suffer from manic depressive disorder, which if you don't know means sometimes I'm manic and then the rest of the time I'm all out of Adderall. I don't have it anymore. Yeah, I actually, it's funny, I saw the other day driving on the road, I saw a sign that someone posted, I guess in the times of COVID, that said, don't worry, be happy. But worry was spelled W-O-R-R-I-E. And that really tells you all you got to know about happiness. It's for stupid people and children. No, that's actually kind of what brought me down here in the first place. I'm in South Florida now about 6 years, but I'm actually from New Jersey originally. Yeah, that's about right. Thank you. Yeah, thanks very much, guys. I actually came down here for rehab. Yeah. Kind of like what Nico's talking about. What drugs you do Thanks for asking. I'm glad you asked. I was actually addicted to heroin and cocaine. Yeah. But I'm proud to announce I haven't touched heroin or cocaine in about 4.5 years now.
Woo!
Wow. So that's what a Facebook status feels like on Zoom chat. Man, sad to know. Thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah.
Nowadays, I mean, I've had my shit together a little while now. I've started to build a life. And when people ask me, what brought me down here to South Florida from New Jersey, I don't really want to tell them the bloody details. I don't want to tell them that I went to rehab for shooting heroin and cocaine. It's embarrassing. But I also don't want to lie. So I figure, I kind of look like an athlete. So I tell them I came down here on a speedball scholarship. Let me ask you a question real quick. Now, would it be wrong, being that I was a hardcore drug addict for so many years, if I had an Adderall prescription right now? Okay, but is it wrong that, like, when I go to the doctor's office to get the Adderall prescription and he hands it to me, I always wear a hoodie and I hit him off with a weird handshake and shit before I walk out of the office? Maybe it's a little fucked up that I always text the office landline 3 fire emojis on the way home, but basically muscle memory at this point. So, I don't know. I hope you guys in the audience like my mustache. I don't know if you could see it. Usually people can't. That's kind of what I like about my mustache. It's just there enough. So by the time someone finds out I'm a creep, it's too late. I could already get my hands on you, stupid. Get in the van. No, I'm actually kind of rocking a soul patch now, too. Soul patch. Where all this is really patching up is the fact that I don't have one. Yeah. All right. Now, you want to know the real reason I have this mustache? It's actually a disguise. Yeah. I'm running from the police. And I know what you're thinking. That's your disguise? It's actually a brilliant disguise. Let me just explain. Now, you see, the Boca Raton Police Department is under the impression that a couple months back, I followed a young woman to her car. But that was a big misunderstanding, and she screamed, and I fled. And then I figured, just on the off chance that the cops are looking for me, which I'm sure they're not, I didn't do anything wrong. I just parked next to her on purpose. But if the cops are looking for me and they see me and they find me, they'll think, he looks exactly like the suspect in question, but that mustache. Yeah, there's no way this guy's guilty of trying to creep on a young woman. He for sure fucks kids. No, I don't know. Honestly, I'm just playing around. But the real reason I have this mustache is just because sometimes I get lazy. I don't feel like buying razors to shave my face. So I just use my girlfriend's razors that she uses to shave her vagina and her butt. I don't know what it is, but her razors work better. It's like a really smooth cut. And I think maybe it's all the PJ on there. I just wanted to see who knew what the abbreviation PJ stood for in regard to a woman's anatomy. Never mind, I'll drop it. Even over Zoom chat, I could kind of feel the audience shifting on me. It's pussy juice. But maybe that's the reason her vagina and butt razors work so well for my face. And maybe that's the reason I have such pussy ass facial hair. I've actually been in, how much time I got, Ann?
You're at 7.
7? All right. I've actually been in a relationship a little while now. And sometimes it gets frustrating, Been together about 5 years. You want to hear a really cool conversation we had a couple weeks ago? Actually, a couple months ago now, yeah. I had just gotten home from work, and it had been about 45 minutes, and I was getting ready to go to an open mic. So this was months ago, but it's still stuck in my craw. And it had been about 45 minutes, and she knew that I was going to the open mic, but I realized that she hadn't been talking to me. She didn't say a word to me. And I just, I knew what I was headed towards, but I said, fuck it. What's wrong, babe? How come you're not talking to me? And she just looks at me and she says, I don't want to talk to you right now. So I said, okay, see you later. And I started walking out of the door and I was going to the open mic. I understand. I didn't interpret it as she never wants to talk to me again. She said she didn't want to talk to me right now. We'll settle it later. But you know I got to go to this open mic, but I just need to go right now. So, because you know what that would be like? Her saying, I don't want to talk to you right now, and then saying she does want to talk. That would be like if I was standing on the street and a drug dealer approached me and said, hey, I got crack on deck. You want to get high? And I said, no, thank you, sir. I don't feel like smoking crack right now. And he said, oh, all right. See you later. And he started walking down the road. And then he gets about 400 yards away, and I scream after him, hey, aren't you going to try to sell me some crack? You know, I love smoking crack cocaine. I've been buying crack cocaine from you for about 5 years now. But it would just be nice if maybe one time you took the time to sit down with me and remind me why it is I love smoking crack so much in the first place. Because it's been about 5 years now, and it would just be nice if just one time crack cocaine showed me that it loved me back. All right, that's about it for me. Follow me on Instagram, Dan Casso Boy. Follow me on TikTok, because I'm not almost 30. Follow me on TikTok at Dan Casso Comedy Boy. And it's been a white privilege to perform for you here tonight. Thank you to Anastasia and Villain Theater. And stick around for Stephanie Casanova.
Woo! For Dan Casso, everyone. Yeah. It's funny, the last show that Villain had, so we started doing virtual shows on the 17th, and the last show we had was on the 14th for stand-up, and it felt like the end of the world. And seeing Dan right now, like, I have not seen him like face-to-face like that since March 14th, and I feel like time has elapsed. I just feel like it's like when you see people in a throwback movie and you're like, oh my god, I haven't seen you in years. Because March feels like forever ago, which is where this is going. Alrighty, well, we are at our last meeting of the night, and I'm so excited to bring her here because she is one of Villain's own. She did 5 for 5 program, and she's a star. We love her, and I'm definitely understating her a lot because she's one of my good friends, and I would love to give her a very big introduction. Put your hands together. I know some people in the audience are waiting for this one. Stephanie Casanova!
Yeah!
Thanks, guys. Thanks, give it up for Anna, okay? Because she's been bringing comics from all over the country on this show every week for Villain since fucking March. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yesterday they had somebody from Malaysia. Fucking Malaysia. They were really good. I don't know. It's been good. It's been good. I'm from Miami. I'm from here, born and raised, a native. Pretty rare breed. I know, caliente. But I've actually lived in a couple different places. I was married. I'm now divorced, so that's always fun. But in my marriage, I moved around a lot. And each place that I moved around to was really different, right? I found, for instance, Dallas, Texas was super sweet, right? That Southern charm. And they say stuff like, I'm fixing to go to the store. And they're always like fixing shit down there and stuff. Just so cute. And then you have New York City, where it's like the complete opposite, right? Where you could literally be like dying in the street and they will not give a fuck about you, right? Which I don't know, I kind of thought was a little cool to be that invisible, right? Like a little liberating sometimes, you know? And then you have Miami, where we say weird stuff like, oh, I'm just eating shit. We speak a lot of Spanglish, right? And in my family, we have a particular saying where instead of saying that's on you, we say that's ayatu, okay? That's ayatu, right? Like, Stephanie married a sociopath. Well, that's ayatu. Stephanie's ex left her for a stripper. Well, that's a yahoo, right? And a couple months back, I was at home. I was feeling down. I had just broken up with one of my recent rebounds, so I was feeling a little sad. And my sister's kids were visiting. They're twins, boy and a girl. They're 6. And my niece noticed that I was feeling down, and she's like, "Nani," she calls me Nani. She's like, "Nani, what's wrong?" I'm like, "Well, Nani broke up with her boyfriend, right? She's feeling sad. But I want to be like strong for them, right?" And I'm like, "You know what? It's fine, right? Nani doesn't need a boyfriend." She's like, "Yeah, you don't need a boyfriend. You don't need love. You don't need kids. You don't need a family." Like, whoa. What is it, a fucking pep talk? Like, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Like, that escalated real quick, And I was like, yeah, you're right. Okay, Nani doesn't need these things, right? But maybe Nani wants these things. She's like, "Well, Nani, that's a yahoo. That's a yahoo." Right?
Yeah.
These kids, they're fucking brutal. They will tell you what's up, And they're smart. They know what's going on. Like, even in this pandemic, they're realizing that people are at home, right? They're not out and about. They're with their families at home. And they've noticed that I was living with my grandma at the time of the pandemic. So obviously it was just her and I spending a lot of time together. And my sister came over with her kids doing one of those drive-by, visits, the only way we could see each other nowadays. And my nephew comes and he's like, "Nani," he summons me to the car and he goes, "Nani, why don't you have a home? Why don't you have a family?" It's like, fuck, hitting me with a hard question, right? God. He's like, "Yeah, you're alone, like Abuela. Are you going to be like Abuela when you get older?" Jesus Christ. I don't fucking know if I'm going to be like Abuela. God. My whole life flashes before my eyes, And I'm like, I go to my therapist. I'm like, "Look, Lennox thinks I'm going to be like Abuela. What do you think?" She's like, "What? What are you talking about?" I was like, "You know what? You don't know anything, right? Clearly, I need Lennox here." So I fired her and I hired Lennox, and I'm now seeing Lennox 2 to 3 times a week. He knows his stuff, guys. He even has the teledoc system. Honestly, these kids with technology, it's crazy. It's crazy. But I am no longer living with my abuela, people. I am in my own home. Thank you very much. Look at that. Yeah. That's a couch. That's my couch back there. Okay. I am now a born-again adult at the ripe age of 32, a spring chicken, right? And that's actually pretty good because I'm Latina. So it's in our cultural contract that I can live at home until I'm 45, So 32 is not that bad. It's not that bad. So I'm living at home. I'm loving it. And I can literally do whatever I want now, right? I mean, well, besides leave my home. That's we shouldn't be doing that. But other than that, right, I'm living it up. But one thing that I'm missing still as a single lady in the quarantine is dating, is sex and stuff, it's fucking hard. I know the couples are complaining and they're like, "This is so hard. We don't get along." And I'm like, fuck you. You have a penis. You have a vagina to come home to. I ain't got nothing. Okay? I ain't got nothing. I think Arlita was talking about the toys. Yeah, I got toys. It's not the same. They say it's the same. It's not the same, people. Okay? And I was telling my girlfriends this, and I was complaining. I was like, "God, I don't even want the human interaction. I just want the physical action of some action, And I was telling them if I could only have some kind of mechanism, right? Or okay, if I could just maybe drill a hole in my front door, right? Stay with me, okay? In my front door, right? Where a man, any man really, he doesn't have to be cute because I won't be seeing his face, but any man could then stick his penis in the hole, right? And then I could kind of do one of these, right? And get up there and get that friction going on. I mean, okay, You guys know like the mailboxes that are in the door that has like the slit in the door, you know, and the mail goes through. It's like that. It's like that, right? But with your dick, huh? It's like a dick. It's like a dick mailbox, guys. I mean, this is brilliant. This is pretty good. And I was telling my girlfriends, I was like, how has somebody not come up with this, right? We could be saving lives in the quarantine by installing this, you know? And my girlfriend's like, yeah, that does already exist. It's called a glory hole, you dirty bitch. And I was like, she's like, yeah, are you saying that you want to install a glory hole in your front door? Is that what you're saying? No, maybe. Like, you make it sound so dirty. Like, I just want to fuck somebody through my door. Like, is that so weird? Is that so bad? You know? I mean, glory hole has such a bad reputation, you know? But dick mailbox, huh? I mean, that sounds like something fun. That's like, sign me up, you know? Or better yet, junk mail. Like the junk mail that you want. I mean, this is a gold mine. This really is a good idea. So I'm gonna research it. I think I'm gonna research it. But for now, you know, that's gonna take a long time. I have to talk to my landlord. So for now, I've been on the dating apps, right? I've been on the dating apps and it's tough, you know? I mean, first of all, these conversations are going from like, oh, hey, you know, hey, what are you doing? Like really flirty, like, oh, what's your favorite color, blah, 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 to like, so when did you know that you like hated your mother, right? Like pretty deep. It's pretty deep, which I'm sure the guys are loving, right? But I think the biggest issue for me anyway is how quickly these guys, they're like dropping like flies. Like, I don't even know what's going on, you know? Like, you know, a couple months ago, I was talking to like playing therapist with like 4 or 5 guys, you know, and I was talking to this one guy for like a week. And at the end of that week, he's like, you know, I haven't been feeling well. I've been coughing. He put cough, cough in our text. And I was like, whoa. And the next day he goes to the doctor and he comes back. He's like, yep, I've got the Rona. I was like, oh my God. And in an hour he was dead. He put, I'm dead in our text. I was like, holy shit. Holy shit. Like, guys, even young people are dying. They're dying out there. It's serious. No, I quickly realized what was going on, okay? That basically the coronavirus is now the new ghosting, all right? And I have now been ghosted during the apocalypse, people. Yeah. That can't be good. That cannot be good. And like already at my age, at 32, you think like, oh my God, I'm never gonna meet anybody. I'm gonna die alone. And now there's a strong possibility I might die alone, people, if I get the fucking coronavirus. This is real life. So, you know, I don't know. I think, honestly, if this guy had to like fake his own death after just speaking to a girl for 5 days, like, that sounds like a personal issue. Like, that's on you, you know? Honestly, I think it might just be like effort, right? Like these fucking guys, they don't want to put the effort in to ask my extremely intimate probing questions, you know? The fucking effort. You know, even in the coronavirus, okay, research says that guys have been dying at a higher rate than women, right? Could it be the effort? I don't know. No, guys. Is it too soon? I don't know. But I'm going to leave it at that. That's my time.
Woo! Yeah.
Put your hands together for Stephanie Casanova, everyone. Yeah. And put your hands together for all the cosmetics tonight. And this has been a full-ass night. Anyone who is still watching was up, like, watching the show at 8:30, and you watched all of that, and now you're here. Well, congratulations. You really love this theater. And if you really love this theater and you want to see it continue to exist, I'm going to be real with you. Check out ways to support the theater other than just watching the theater. We have classes that are studying level 1 improv, musical, stand-up classes. All that info is on the website. And if for some reason there is not an available class date for a class that you are interested in, email villaintheater@gmail.com and let them know that you are damn interested. They have scholarships, payment plans, all types of stuff. And say you don't want to take a class and you just want some swag, I get it. Like, my jumpsuit is cool. Unfortunately, my jumpsuit is not on villaintheater.com, but we do have really cool t-shirts with the Villain Theater mask and beer mugs. So I know you're all like drinking, glug, glug, glug. So definitely check that out. And if not, then go and leave a positive review on our Facebook or Yelp or whatever. Because it's a crazy time for businesses right now. And we just really want to continue to support the arts. And if you guys are interested and you love us, then show your love. But I want to have all the comedians come out. Thank you so much for tonight. You were all so great. Oh my goodness. Arlita had to hop off, but I think she's watching through YouTube. And we're gonna get Nico Tron's video. Hello. We are gonna take a picture now, and I will just Photoshop Arlita in. Thank you guys so much. Hey, photo. Thank you all so much at home for continuing to support the arts. Please, please follow these people on Instagram. That is a form of currency nowadays. Support the arts, support venues, support local businesses. Just honestly help your friends out and help the people out around you and love each other. All right, that is the show. That is my time. That is everything. And that is my spiel. So thank you guys so much and have a great night. Bye.
Yeah.
Everybody.